one of us that was able to attend the official facilitation. That is the one by the facilitation taking this course. In this student to student, we've covered some things before, but this is revision, so we're starting from beginning again. And we will not be taking the whole thing, but we'll be making it exam focus. And also, we are not taking the whole unit. We only take those modules and units that are always coming out in the exam every year. It's just like the GST101 question is just a constant question. It's repeated every year. That is the exam question. You're likely not going to meet anything new from what has been in motion before. So today we'll quickly go through module 1. In the short time that we have is a revision class, so you have to be ready to learn with speed. But there'll be time for questioning too if you don't understand anything. So, like I said initially, when we're doing one or two things in this particular course, I said that this particular GST101, the first thing you should open your mind to when you see the course or when you're about to go through the course is that it is basically to teach you the listening skill, how you can listen. I think there are about two things there. You are going to be dealing with listening and reading. Those are the two things this material is focused on. And the reason why it has to be an 100 level first semester course is that throughout your journey, throughout your academic experience in the school, you will be going through the process time to time. You will need to listen to a lecture, listen to a talk, listen to a seminar. You also need to read. The exam is about to start. How do you go about these activities? How do you go about listening to a lecture to get the best out of it? How do you go about reading, especially now that you want to read for exams? What type of reading do we have? Or are there no types of reading? Is reading just reading? Do we have types of listening? How can I listen? How can I read effectively? What are the things to have in order to be able to read well or to be able to listen well? So the material is basically dwelling on two important skills that you need in your journey as a student: listening and reading. So all of the elaborations, examples, blah, 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 all they're trying to do is make you understand the concept that they want to teach. But the summary, what do we call it now? The topic sentence of this whole material is what? Listening and reading. So now we'll be talking about listening and reading. We'll take it one by one. We're going to start with listening, and then we'll touch it layer by layer and see what it entails. Now, we'll start with listening, and this class we are going to talk on. We're not going to be dwelling much because we've done it before. We're going to talk about, on who is a listener and why must we listen, and then listening enabling skills. Those are the three things we're going to talk about. So, who is a listener? Now, we know that everybody is a listener. Anyone who is able to listen to what is being said and make meaning and derive understanding from what is being related to him or her through what is being said. For instance, if I said, go to the door, or go and pick up the cup that is on the table. If I'm saying that to someone, it's a kind of instruction or whatever, or a command, and the person I'm saying that to actually went to the table, pick up the cup. That is by carrying out the instruction I gave or the command I issued out. It means that person has listened to me. Because if the person has not listened to me, the person would not have known what my speech is directing him or her to do. So that is a listener. To listen, the person will actually have to be able to hear what I'm saying. Let me use the word hear. Hear what I'm saying and carry out what I ask or what I'm saying. Carry out the action required from what I'm saying. That is a listener. That is just the layman explanation. That is a standard definition given to us in the material. So, but generally, everybody is a listener. Every day you go out, you come in, you listen at work, listen in your home there with your family and everything, discussions and everything. So you are always at one point or the other having something to listen to, or you're always listening. But we are going to see that there are there are differences between just hearing something and listening. For instance, if we have four of us in the house and I say, go and pick up the cup that is on the table. Maybe we have three other people or we have two of the kids around one is playing game on the TV and was not even listening to me. But I just said it. The person is also there, but the person was not listening, so he did not even know that I said something because his own attention is on the game that he's playing. Maybe another person is there playing with chess. The person too did not hear the person hadn't actually had a sound coming out of my mouth, but because his or her own attention too was not with me, so the person will not carry out the action. So the only person that will carry out that action that says go and pick up the cup that is on the table is that person that have listened. That will now show us that there are so many things involved in listening. So for you to say, listen to me, my friend, that listen that you're actually using there is not just about somebody opening his or her ears to hear you. It entails so many things. And the first thing it entails is that person must actually have an ear that is functioning. We're already living who is a listener. So, in essence, who is a listener? A listener, by definition, a standard definition which you'll be asked in the exam is a dash is anybody who is capable of listening to anything said and possibly participate in what he listened to and what is demanded to be done. This is just an official definition of all I've been saying before about a listener, and I've given examples of me saying someone should go and pick up a cup that is situated on the table. So now, a listener is anybody. Now, let's take it together because this is a question. This is a question. If you ask those who have passed through GS101 before, they will tell you. You will meet it. So let's unmute ourselves if we are still here. For those of us that are still here, I want us to say it together. What you say, you are likely not to quickly forget. So unmute yourselves and let me know when we're ready. So I'm going to take the definition together before we move to other things. Unmute yourselves, please. So 1, 2, go. Let's take it. A listener is anybody. This is what we are reading. A listener is anybody
Listener is anybody
who is
who is
capable of
capable of
listening to
listening to
anything
anything
said
said
and possibly
and possibly participate
participate
in what
in what
is
he listened
listened
to and
to
what is
and
demanded
what
to be
is
done.
demanded to be done. In fact, as a reader of this
No,
unit,
it's
you are
okay. It's okay. That is all. That
okay.
is the definition. That full stop is the end of it. Anybody who is capable of listening to anything said and possibly participate in what he listened to and what is demanded to be done. So not mostly what they normally cut out here is listener. So they will give the rest of the definition and you have to answer whether if it's filling the gap, you know that what you write there is listener. If it's OBJ, you select listener. And in other form, they used to cut out listened. Yes, they do cut out this one too. So in any case, just know the definition of a listener. Someone who is able to listen. The first thing is capable of listening, which means the person must have a functioning ear. That is the meaning of this statement. Capable of listening. The person must have an ear. For instance, a deaf person cannot hear what you are saying except you speak in sign language, actually. So the capacity or capability to listen dwells on a functioning ear. and then participate in what he or she listen. That means if you say something, an action is actually required. So the person that is listening will be able to carry out that action. That is what shows that the person have listened to you. Now let's leave that. That is who a listener is. Anybody who is capable of listening to what is being said and also participate in what he has listened to or what is demanded to be done. Now, why must we listen? If we already know who a listener is now, why must we listen? It's a very short answer. We listen because listening is a day-to-day activity. This is a question too in the exam. You as a listener must listen because listening is a day-to-day activity. So if you ask, why must we listen? This is the option you have to choose. It's a day-to-day activity. Excuse me. So that is the reason why you must listen. That one is as short as that. We don't need to do much on it. We listen because it's a day-to-day activity. You go to your work, you hear someone saying something, you have to listen. In school to a conversation, just one-on-one conversation with your friend, telephone calls. So all around you every day that you wake up, you actually have something relating to you listening to someone saying something and requiring or requesting for an action from you. So that is who a listener is and why we must listen. So let's quickly do uh, a short quiz in the class here. So which of the following is not the purpose of listening to gather information? Okay, no. I think we've jumped something. So we have two types of listening. After why must we listen? We have two forms or types of listening. There are two ways you can listen. You can listen for specific purpose and for general purpose. We listen for specific purpose or purposes and then for general purposes. So it's not depending on the situation. Let's talk about the one of general settings. This one is a kind of listening where you are not expecting anything. Probably you are passing on the road and two people are actually conversing and it's actually passing to your ear, or you are in a club and everybody is just bubbling and the rest of that one is just a general setting. You are not with any intention for this. Now, do you know that when you are in a club and everybody are just saying their own, this one is saying his own, this one is saying his own, it's different from when you are in a class like this. You are actually in that class for a reason. That reason is what will drive you into paying attention, rapt attention to whatsoever is being done there. That is a specific purpose for listening. So listening activities can be divided into major parts. We have listening in general, which is listening in social settings, and then listening for specific purposes. Now, the kind of listening we are interested in this course is that of specific purposes, because that is what you are going to be needing for this for your academic journey in general, not only this course. You need to listen for specific purpose. Now, the meaning of that is that before you ever attend any lecture, before you ever attend any crucial meeting, you must have a purpose in your mind. What do I want to achieve? Okay, do you just attend this evening class just to come and waste 45 minutes of your time? No. That purpose, that specific reason that, okay, this is GS101 and it's part of my course, so I need this class. So I want to even know what is this course about. Let me see. Let me join the class. Probably I will get some hints on how to go about the course. Now, that is a purpose why you join. That will now be driving you as you are going by. In fact, your purpose is what will lead to questions from you. Maybe at the end of the whole thing, or even in the course of the whole thing, you now ask, please, I have a question. This and this and this. When you join a conversation or a meeting or anything without a purpose, they will finish everything. They will ask you, do you have a question? No. It's not only when you've understood everything that you don't have a question. Mostly it's because you did not join the event with a purpose. Because your purpose will drive you to thinking further than what the person is actually saying. And it will breed some questions. So now, listening to gather information is what we are here to do. Your concern in this study is also listening in English. Indeed, English is the medium of instruction. So you should know that. Now, let's do a short quiz. You've already I think we've created some image on listening in general and also listening for specific purposes. So let's check each of these activities here and say which one they belong to, whether they belong to specific or general. Now, day-to-day activity, is it if you are to listen to your day-to-day activity, is it in general or specific? Let's answer. Day-to-day activity, is it for general purpose or
General. General
general?
purpose.
Okay. Telephone conversation.
Specific.
Yes, because whoever calls you and you decide to pick up the call, you definitely want to hear something. You understand? So the fact that you want to hear something means there is a specific purpose. It's not just like chatter, like general noise anywhere. Now, eating a delicious food. Eating a delicious food, is it really a purpose for listening to gather information?
It is not.
So we'll just call it general. Now, working in the office,
Specific purpose.
specific. Okay. Critical evaluation of what people are saying.
Specific purposes.
Okay. And then absorbing academic lectures. That's also
Specific
Specific
purpose.
specific. Now, I've mentioned some of these in the course of my explanation, but let's now look at them critically. You already know who a listener is. Anybody who is able to listen to what is being said and then possibly participate in what is being said and then also carry out the action demanded. Okay? You know why we must listen now, which is we listen because of listening is what? A day-to-day activity. And then we've also talked about the types of listening for specific purpose and also for general settings or social settings. The general setting is also called social settings. So please note in case a question come on that. Now, having said all this, how can I listen? I know that is the next question that will be in your mind. Okay, you've given me the meaning of listening activities or listening on its own, who a listener is, why we listen, types of listening. So, how can I listen? That is the next question I want to answer. For anyone to be able to listen in any form of setting, the person must first of all have a functioning ear. We do not say that the deaf doesn't listen, no. They listen through sign language. That's another question in GST101. That the deaf listen through dash. They listen to what? Sign languages or sign language. I don't know if the sign language is in diversity, but let's just say sign language. The deaf listen to sign language. Now, for anyone to be able to listen, the first thing is you must have ears, but not only ears, but functioning. That means the ears are working. The second thing is concentration. Somebody called you on the phone and you picked up the call. The first thing is that you have an ear that can hear what the person will say on that phone. The next thing is that you concentrate on the person's voice. What is this person trying to say? So that you can get the point. If, for instance, I want to instruct you on how to set up a new television that you've just gotten, maybe I'm from the customer service department of the company where you got the TV from, and you called us, and maybe we returned the call to say hello, or maybe you are the one that even called us and hello, please, I'm confused about setting up the new television I just got from your company. Now, when the person start to give you instruction, okay, first of all, this is how you have to open the carton from this side, and you have to concentrate. If not, a little error will spoil the whole thing. So in listening, you need concentration. All you have been saying thus far, if at the end of this class, after the 45 minutes, you are asked who is the listener, and you are saying, Or why do we listen? You don't know. What are the types of listening? You don't know. It means you were in this class, you have functioning ears, but you did not concentrate on what we were doing. The next thing is ability to think along with the speaker. Very important. For instance, we are treating, or I'm talking about, or talking on how to prepare egusi soup. If you are thinking along with me, right before I tell you that the next thing we are going to do is to wash our pot, you would already have pictured it in your mind that the next thing will be washing of pot. But you can only get to that level if you have been following. Somebody that just joined the class, boom, immediately cannot say that the next thing is washing of pot because he did not even know the last thing that we mentioned. So you have to follow through concentration for you to know that what this person will say next should be this after this thing that you just finished saying. This happens a lot. Those of you that go to church, most times when you are jotting, before your pastor says the next thing, you probably know what he's going to say. In fact, some of you have already finished writing before the preacher finish what he or she wants to say. So that is ability to think along with the speaker. You are concentrating. You can predict what next this person is trying to move into. Now, ability to anticipate what the speaker is about to say is closely related to what we have just said. But I think the difference between thinking along with the speaker is that, and ability to anticipate. Anticipate is your attention is on what will this person say next. But when you are thinking with the speaker, you understand, you have a kind of should I say predictive sense, like you can predict this is what this person is likely going to say, or as this thing is going, this is where it's going to lead to. As this conversation is going, this is where this conversation will lead to. But anticipating means that you are actually waiting on the speaker to say the next thing. Maybe you are jotting down. You're actually waiting for the speaker. What is the person going to say next? Because you are ready to write. So anticipate what the speaker will say next. Then ability to note important signposts that keep the listening activity going. Signposts are everywhere. You know all those words that we use to join words together, to join paragraphs together, like firstly, secondly, furthermore, in continuation, and so on and so forth. Those are signposts. Now, what are the skills you need to listen effectively? Functioning ears, concentration, ability to think along with the speaker, ability to anticipate what the speaker is about to say, and then ability to note important signposts. And I think this is FCAAA. If you and try to use what can we say now? Can you see my new screen? Can we see my new screen?
Yes, I can.
So this is what I'm saying, that if we should decide to use something to hold it, the 5 of them or 6 of them, we have F, concentration is the next thing, which is C, I think. Then we have AAA, FC. Wait, I don't want this thing to be too far from me. Is this one? That means it's too much. So, okay, let me remove the spacing. So FC, then AAA. Just use that to hold it. The F represents what? Without looking at the material now.
Functioning
Functioning,
ear.
yes, functioning, yes. The C represents
Concentration.
Concentrate.
good, concentration. I hope I'm correct too.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the first A represents ability to
Ability to
To
think
think
along with the
along.
speaker.
along with the speaker.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Now the next A is still ability, but to do what?
Anticipate
Anticipate.
what the
What
speaker
the speaker is
is
about to
about to
say.
say.
Mhm. it's about to say.
Okay.
Okay, and the last A is what?
Ability to note important
Read
signposts.
signpost.
Note important
Important
signpost.
signposts.
Mhm.
FCAAA.
So that is it. It's
Functioning.
very easy for you to use once you just because they use see the reason why you have to know it in this order or use something to hold it in your brain is that the way they ask question on this is they will say that the third listening, in fact mostly that is when they used to ask the third listening enabling skill is dash. They will now give you some option. They may list all the first, they may list all of them. Okay, no, we have five. We have only four options. They may decide to give you four out of this. You are not the one to decide which one of them fall on number three. This is the third listener. This is one they normally ask question on, mostly the third listener enabling skills. They can ask the second one or the first one, but the most common one is what is the third or the third of the listener enabling skills is dash. Ability to think along with the speaker. So please, that is why I say let's use something to hold it in our brain so that when you see the third of them, you can quickly arrange it in your brain like that. That okay, FCAAA, the third A is ability to think along with the speaker. So let's go back to our material.
Speaker.
Now, we don't
Okay.
have much time, and I thank God that we are done with this listening, wherever. Let's see what else we have under listening. Okay, so the rest now is okay. Look at see, it's even in the material. Fine. They say the point for you to note here is that concentration is an important component of effective listening. Please, this is once you see point like this and they even bold something, please, very important. Those are questions in the exams. The point for you to note here is that dash is an important component of effective listening, concentration.
Understand.
Now, this is the one I'm talking about. You see that they also they bolding something here. The third listening enabling skill is, you see now, it's here in the material, and it's also a question. The ability to think along with the speaker. And of course, the fourth one is anticipate what the speaker is about to say. And even if this is how they put it in full in the question, don't mind. Just know that the most important thing is to pick ability to think along with the speaker. So that is it. And the fourth one, you see the way they arrange it now. The fourth listening enabling skill is relationship. That is your ability to relate or connect what was said before with what the speaker is saying now. Guys, anticipate what the speaker is about to say next. Now, relationship comes into listening when expressions such as I said before, on the other hand, consequently, in other words, etc. are said by the speaker.
Speaker.
Good. And then the last one, which is the ability to pay attention to significant signposts, such as firstly, secondly, lastly, now, next, where, when, and so on and so forth. These These signs tell you the important point that the speaker is making. So having done all this, I think if you ask any question that is coming, and please, you can't escape from it. You must surely meet questions on listening. Who is a listener, blah, blah, blah. This first set that we've done is very important. So please don't joke with it. So I want to see if you can quickly talk on. Now, the summary of this unit is that we've talked about who a listener is. So let's, without looking at the material now, let's say it together, a general echo now. Let's echo it together. Who is a listener? So that we'll know if we have truly gone through this unit. Now, this is the TMA question, or let's say the exam question. So I'm going to answer all this together and end the class. We are meeting again when I set, because we have GST102 tomorrow. But we'll notify us in the group. So, who is a listener? That's a question.
A listener.
Let's echo it together.
Sorry,
We'll
sir.
continue
Can we
to
say
read.
it in a sorry, sir? Can we say it in a way that we understand?
No, as it is in the material, because the way you understand will not work in e-exam. It will work in POP when you get there, but now it's e-exam you are doing. It's programmed. So who is a listener? It's very simple now. Someone who is, is it capable that is there? Yes. What is capable of? Anyone who is capable of listening to what is being said and
Of
possibly
listening to anything
participate.
said and possibly participate in what
Uh,
he or
what
she listening to be done.
is listening or listening to, sorry, and then also uh is it, what is the last thing that say what is demanded to be done?
He or she, okay, participate
There's
in
one
what
last
he
part
or
of it.
she listening to be
Pa-
done.
no, participate is the second thing. There is something. Okay, sorry.
There's something
Yes, you
there.
are correct. Participate in what you listen to and what is demanded to be done. I know that demanded to be done is there. So a listener is anybody who is capable of listening to anything said, comma, and possibly, comma, participate in what he listened to and what is demanded to be done. So that is number one. Then the next question is, why must we listen? That is the next CMA question. Oh,
We listen because it is a day-to-day activities.
good. What do we
Yeah.
listen to? What do we listen to?
We listen to our
Your friends talking, telephone
talking,
conversation.
yeah. Maybe
You listen at
yes,
work, you
maybe
listen to a lecture, you listen. You understand? So
like
those
so
ones is a broad something
so
you
listen
can
to
just
the
mention.
phone, okay.
Now, listen to three important talks on that one. That one is practical something. But me, I will not stop there. I will also ask further questions. So we'll talk about who a listener is. Why do we listen? What are the two types of listening we have?
We have specific
Yeah,
purpose and general purpose.
Good.
okay.
Another question. What is the second listening enabling skill? The second listening enabling skill.
That is
Ability
concentration.
to
No, 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 no,
very
no.
good.
It's not close to anything ability. Second,
So
second.
you just the second word
Concentration.
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 Concentration,
Yes.
sorry.
Remember your FC triple A.
FC triple A.
FC triple A. So
Triple A.
functioning ears, concentration, ability to think along, ability to anticipate,
The
and
station.
also the last one, ability to note
To know
signpost.
signposts.
It's very cheap. You can get it. So I think what else have we done today? Now, uh, what is very crucial, most important to listening activity? It is noted.
Concentration.
Good.
Mm-mm.
Concentration.
It
Very
is
important.
concentration.
Yes, those are it. So what is the third listening enabling skill?
The third one
Ability
is
to think along
ability
with the
to
speaker.
think along with
Good.
speaker.
So now we are sound on this unit. What will happen when we are like halfway gone into
Okay.
what we have to cover? We are going to
Mm-hmm.
do the mock test one on one like this
Okay.
together. We'll do it practically
Okay.
and see how far we can go. So that is it for now. We have 1 minute. Do you have any question? Something to.
Yes, sir, I do have a question.
All right. What's your question, man?
Okay, sir. You mentioned something now, like is it the second stage of enabling skills? You said concentration.
Yes.
And that concentration, you use another word for it again before I could notice that it was concentration you were actually talking about or referring to, which is what. So I want you to come again, please, sir.
Have I really used another word for concentration in this class? Okay, come up. Let's say what you want to say. But we have less than 1 minute. Maybe we'll continue in the group if you are unable to raise it here.
Okay, sir.
Sorry, sir. Can I say something
Yes, I'm with
concerning
you.
her question?
Yeah.
She's trying to ask because you said the second listening enabled skill is, and that is concentration. So that's what she's trying to like ask.
Okay. The second is concentration now. The first one is functioning ears.
Mm-hmm.
FC triple A.
Yeah.
Mhm. We have it on our Microsoft. You can still check it. One, two, three, four, five. We have five of them. 3 and 4, very close to each other. They mean almost the same thing. So we don't have more time. If you have any other question, please ask in the group.